Hey you guys, how you doing? Welcome back to another video on the Before You Say I Do series. This series has been so amazing, so informative, and I could honestly say I have learned a lot from this series so far. And it's not ending now. We're close, very close to the end, but it's not ending now. Today we're going to do a video that is a bit different. Today we're going to be hearing from different people about what they think a wife means to them. So people are going to be sharing their views. I try to get a mixture of people really. I try to get some single people, married people, younger and older, so that there is just a variety. And I really wanted to capture the differences or the similarities as to what people think a wife being a wife means. And I think I really did that. So I want to share this video with you. I sure hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to do all the good stuff, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. It really means everything to us. And of course, leave a comment in the comment section below to let us know, what does being a wife mean to you as an individual. When you think of a wife, what does that mean? Alrighty, let's get to the video. Bye.
Being a wife means to me to be submissive to your husband, also to be faithful to that one partner, also being a virtuous woman and a virtuous wife. I also like to be a motivator to my husband to be the best version of himself that he can be. Also, I would like to be flexible, versatile to deal with any situation that kind of arises in marriage, because sometimes things would arise that you could never think would, and that you would need to deal with them. So you need to become that person, knowing that we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. We need to become that person to deal with any given situation that is faced at the time. You need to be a motivator, just a strong support in whatever way that your husband needs.
Uh, when I think about what a wife means, I'm thinking about a competent partner, someone that is able and equipped to add to the marriage, add to this relationship. I'm thinking about a woman that is stable in her mind. I'm thinking about a woman that knows what she's about, someone that is family oriented, someone that is willing to build, to grow, someone that is trustworthy, someone that is comfortable within her own self, someone that is industrious. So it means to say that she really has her own, she has purpose within herself, and she is willing and ready to share that with her husband. Also, I'm thinking about somebody that has love to give, that has a lot of love to give. So, someone that has basically dealt with their own self and really ready to give love and to receive love as well.
Hi, for me, being a wife is being a partner to your husband, someone who supports him financially, emotionally, psychologically, and spiritually. Someone who is a source of encouragement, a cheerleader in his dreams and aspirations, someone who is able to give him wise, educated, objective guidance and instructions that he can come to the table with and make informed, prudent decisions for the family and for the union. Someone who is definitely supportive of his dreams, willing to push him to accomplish his dreams, and especially if he's in the ministry, be willing to work with him in the ministry for the runs of the gospel and for the kingdom of God. Someone who is willing to be selfless, to make the sacrifices that it takes to maintain that union, that peace in the family, and who is also willing to take up traditional roles like taking care of the household and doing the cleaning and the cooking, and also being a parent that instructs and teaches the children in the way that they should grow, as the Lord instructs us to do. A wife should absolutely be loving, caring, and understanding of the husband. Try to understand men as they are really different from us women, and to be biblically submissive to your husband. A hard pill to swallow, but that it be done in a way that is pleasing and acceptable unto God. But definitely a partner in all things, in all ways, shape, or form, to make those good, prudent decisions for the family.
What is a wife? A wife is an individual that is not afraid to correct her husband respectfully behind closed doors, wherever it may be, in your room, wherever, but behind closed doors, you can respectfully correct your husband. And a wife is a cheerleader to her husband. A wife is somebody who can nurture. um a wife is somebody who, her husband's best friend, her husband's lover. She can show him love and affection. A wife is somebody who basically builds that atmosphere for the family, a whole positive, calm, cool atmosphere filled with God. A wife is also someone who can intercede on the behalf of the husband, who on the husband's journey she is able to pray and pray that God would guide her husband through his journey and help him on his return back home. Um, a wife is somebody you, as a wife, you don't put yourself in a position where anybody would disrespect your husband. You would always act accordingly. um a wife would always be considerate of her husband's feelings in everything that she would do. You would know that a relationship takes compromise, and as a wife you would have to compromise in certain aspects of your relationship, in certain aspects of your marriage. A wife is a help me to a husband, whether it be financially, whether it just be in the home. A wife is somebody who assists the husband. And a wife also is someone who the husband knows that he can count on. He knows that you both are submitted to God, and he can definitely count on you.
What comes to mind when I think of a wife? A Jane of all trades, someone who has to adapt to various situations, a nurse, a supporter, a doctor, a cook, a nutritionist, and one word which encompasses all this is helpmate. So I think God chose the perfect word when He said a wife should be a helpmate to her husband.
How do I feel being a wife? I feel that being a wife is a good thing according to Proverbs 18:22. The Bible describes me to be more precious than jewels. My husband should or must be able to trust me. With me being a wife to a husband, I should do him good and not harm. I feel that I should be able to be creative with my hands and to some extent to help in bringing food to the table with the little that I can do with my creativeness. I also should bring joy to my husband. According to Ephesians 5:22, I acknowledge the fact that I should submit unto my husband as I would unto the Lord.
What's to mind when I think of a wife? Well, I think that someone, number one, I would say that I believe that someone develops the qualities of a wife even before they're married. So therefore, and I would say that based on the scripture that says, "He who finds a wife finds a good thing." Um, so I believe the qualities of an individual makes them a wife. And I believe qualities of a wife would be captured very well in when you read Proverbs 51. I think the Proverbs 51 woman is a very good wife. It means that the person is not lazy, the person is hardworking, the person is alert, the person could keep the home, the person is attentive to the needs of her family. So I think also as a wife your main responsibility would also be to your husband when you do get married. So you would have to be attentive to his needs and to be that support system and to be whom he needs at the time. So if he needs a motivator, then you could be that motivator. If he needs someone to just listen to him, vent or whatever the case is, then you could be that. So I think it would change all the time. However, you would possess the qualities that are needed, and you would have so you'd be equipped to deal with those situations and to be that support system. So I think that's some of the things that comes to mind when I think of a wife.
What do you expect from a wife? For me, it first starts with God fearing. I mean, beauty and the looks and everything else will not last forever. So it's more of having that inner connection. It first starts with God, goes down to, you loving yourself as a wife. You cannot give love if you don't know how to love yourself. So I see it have to first start with you as an individual, as a wife, God fearing, supportive in the way that when God put two people together, He said that you will both be compatible to each other. So what a husband may lack, you should be able to be with a partner that will at least complement you on the things that you lack. It won't happen most times, but at least if the wife understands her husband, she should be able to, you know, act sometimes without she even knowing what is wrong. She could know him well enough to understand what is he going through and stuff like that. Um, for me, it's all about the communication, the trust you build and stuff like that. Trust can easily be broken, but when you build trust, if you know God, this is a very this is the base that you need when it comes to anything else in a relationship. So if your wife is God fearing, a lot of the other bits and pieces of it will follow and will be at least easy or at least better for her to cope. Forgiveness. I wouldn't say you tolerate your husband in stuff that is not right, but at least you will, since you know God and you have a personal relationship with God, then that could help in a lot of things that a relationship will entails. So for me, I will conclude by saying God, loving yourself, and the rest will follow. Loving your husband, caring for him, being there for him. It don't have to be financially, but just supportively and stuff like that. Support is one of the things that men look for in a woman. It does not have to be on the finance side, but on the emotional side when it comes to the stuff that he go through sometimes. Sometimes men fight battles that are not physical, and sometimes if your wife does not support you there, it could make the whole relationship a push and a pull, because if she don't understand you, she won't get what you're going through, and that could create some